In our last class, perhaps you know that we talked about bioenergy, uh, different kind of bioenergy, their sources. Today, I shall continue on the same topic. Bioenergy, a case study in case of Bangladesh, bioenergy worldwide, the energy based on energy produced from biomass. And we discussed a lot about this topic in our last class. In case of biomass bioenergy, if you see in the scenario in Bangladesh, rice straw, rice straw is the number one biomass bioenergy. Cow dung is also used as energy source in many places. People dry the cow dung and then use as cooking fuel. Rice husk is another third position. Firewood, obviously, the village or uh, all over the world, firewoods, different kinds of firewoods, they are used as traditional fuel. Twigs and leaves of plants or trees, they are also another source. Jute stick. Once jute stick was a very prominent, fuel, but jute cultivation decreased in last 2 decades significantly. But even though jute stick is used for traditional cooking, and bagasse, very small proportion of uh, traditional fuel, biofuel used by Biogas. Biogas means after a sugar mill, it is sugar mill waste. After sugar extraction, the residue is called Biogas, and very useful for as energy source or traditional fuel. And this type of the biomass uh, containing materials could be used in modern uh, energy generation process. But in our country, traditionally they are being used in traditional way in for cooking uh, purposes. Wood fuel production and consumption. Global production of wood fuel you see almost static. That means not only in Bangladesh, worldwide, uh, wood fuel is popular, and especially in the developing countries. Forest and deforestation. You can see green, natural, uh, this brown uh, plantation, and blue total. Uh, in Europe, you can see the plantation and uh, natural forest are positive, and they are also playing good role. Uh, but if you see in Africa, South America, even Central America, Middle East, North America, natural forest in Asia, natural green one you see, even blue one. Natural forest uh, is declining. That means deforestation is increasing. Although some plantation activities are going on in Asia, significantly plantation activity is going on. Even in Bangladesh, plantation activity significantly increased. uh, বৃক্ষরোপণ কর্মসূচি, but our natural forest significantly declined. So worldwide scenario is uh, forest and deforest. Uh, this scenario worldwide is not good. Some countries in Bhutan, for example, very good. 70, more than 70% land area is covered with natural forest. Japan also okay, but US very good, excellent. But developing countries in Africa and Asia, in most cases, deforestation, South America, deforestation is a big problem. In Amazon forest, uh, recently we get the news uh, from various sources that firing destroying the Amazon forest. Amazon forest is a unique uh, uh, forest, and it is called the lung of the earth. But it is also on the verge of destruction. Population and deforestation, if we consider population in Bangladesh steadily increasing. Bangladesh once there were family planning activity very strong, but now no family planning. So population is increasing uh, at an alarming rate, uh, considering the land area. And our forest area is declining. This is really a big problem for the nation, because every country needs to have around 25% land covered by forest, because forest is not a natural resource for uh, economy, economic development, but also for ecological balance, environmental balance. Forest is very, very important. Just like in our body, lung is very important. So in a land, forest is like a lung. So forest uh, plants offer oxygen to the environment. And we have a very big uh, mangrove forest, the Sundarban. Sundarban is the largest mangrove forest in the world, and Bangladesh owned is 60%. And due to Sundarban, Bangladesh uh, was saved from the severe attack of many cyclones. Uh, so it is really, really very, very important for the nation and ecological balance. Historical data of forest area and wood fuel consumption and production in Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, forest area, a million hectare is like that. Seems it is declining. Recent data shows like that. But actual consumption of wood fuel per million ton, wood fuel consumption is increasing very fast. Wood fuel production from forest million ton also increasing. That means deforestation is increasing. Projected demand of wood uh, fuel a million ton also increasing. So this scenario uh, is really challenging scenario, because to satisfy the energy demand of growing population, if we depend on wood fuel in future, it would be very tough, because uh, forest is declining. Uh, Rice husk used in Bangladesh. Rice husk, we produce more than 3 crore tons of rice in Bangladesh. per year. So it is a big amount of you know resource for rice husk because we get huge amount of husk. Rice husk in the traditional way we use for cooking, boiler operation for parboiling in the parboiling uh, you know process, briquette fuel. These three process we use. Nowadays, people are thinking how can they use more scientifically the rice husk. Trends of rice husk energy production during last decade in Bangladesh. Last decade, few decades, the rice production also significantly increased. This is why rice husk production also increased. Growth rate is 2.35%. But unfortunately, rice production, uh, although increasing very slowly, it is almost in plateau. So rice husk production also would not increase steadily. Biomass briquetting in Bangladesh. As I mentioned, rice husk, one of the way to get energy from the rice husk is a traditional technology called briquetting. The technology is important to manage rice husk from environmental hazard. First intrusion in 1990 in Bangladesh. So rice husk in the traditional cooking system, people directly use and lots of heat and carbon is the waste. So we use efficiency of rice husk in traditional way is not good. This is why briquetting, briquetting technology, you see a locally innovative technology is introduced in 1990. Briquette, you can see. I'm not sure in your area briquette technology is uh, available or not. I guess Rahat area, my machine, they have the briquette technology. So what they do, but rice husk briquette means alternative to fuel wood. So you can press the rice husk and add heat and make this strong cylindrical, bowl-like structure. So you can then use them for cooking or other fuel. Bulk density in husk 117 kilogram per meter cube, but bulk density in the briquette 825 kilogram per meter cube. So it is significantly increased. And this is the specification of the briquette. Bulk compensation ratio 7, nominal length of fuel 60 to 100 centimeter, nominal diameter 5.6 to 6 centimeter, and inner hole diameter 1.8 to 2.4 centimeter. So almost very unique system. You can carry it is portable and not polluting the environment and very smart technique. And briquette consumption of briquette mostly used in different restaurant, tea stall, street food stall. It is alternative to wood fuel. So household also. So briquette for cooking they can use. 1 kg densified fuel, 1.63 kg wood. That means it is more efficient, almost 1.6 times efficient than wood. So rice husk briquetting technology adoption in Bangladesh, if we see, it is almost all over the country. Sylhet, A number of machine you can see: Chittagong, Khulna, Dinaspur, Rajshahi, Rangpur, Bogura, Jashur, Kustia, Faridpur, Borishal, Kumilla, Pabna, Mymensingh, Noakhali, Patuakhali, Dhaka, Tangai. That means almost all over the country. But in Sylhet, it seems very high briquetting technology. So, how can uh, the processing of rice husk for making the briquette? First, you know, there is a requirement of electric motor, and then feed material rice husk you put in the electric motor, convey and press the material at high pressure into dye barrel in specific barrel, and then electric heater for dye heating and compaction of material in the dye barrel. So it is indigenous but very smart technology. And briquette output, storage and transport. Briquette you can store uh, for longer time, and also uh, transport is easy, and then consumption. So this is the processing of rice husk briquetting. I also showed you in our previous lecture demand and supply of briquette fuel in Mymensingh town. Total demand 600 ton per month, but local production 97 ton per month. That means demand is very high, uh, and we are still starved in energy. Improved rice parboiling system. You see, uh, there are parboiling means there are some machine used for boiling the rice. We have boiled rice or atop rice or like that non-boiled. Parboiling capacity 18 ton per paddy, ton paddy per batch. Fuel rice husk efficiency around 50%. Fuel saving 90 kg, 900 kg husk per batch. Carbon monoxide content in fuel gas. So this is a very problematic. About 2 million ton of rice husk would be saved every year in Bangladesh if the rice millers would adopt this improved rice parboiling system. So parboiling system, uh, uh, especially GTZ, a German company, and Bangladesh Rice Research Institute, they jointly introduced a parboiling system. In that system, you can save the energy, as well as you can also minimize the release of carbon monoxide, because carbon monoxide is very toxic for the country. About 3 million ton of carbon dioxide could be reduced from rice parboiling operation in Bangladesh if this advanced or improved rice parboiling system is introduced all over the country. And carbon dioxide is one of the greenhouse gas. So case study: rice husk gasifier based power generation in Bangladesh. Gasifier power plant. There are in Bangladesh, for example, Kapasia Gazipur, 250 kilowatt uh, energy can be generated. Gasifier use uh, 300 kg rice husk per hour, gas diesel ratio 70 to 30, total cost 2.5 crore, beneficiary to 100 household and 100 commercial users. So by using rice husk, you can even generate the electricity by using gasification, because this is smarter than the briquette technology. I also discussed a little bit about how sugarcane Biogas can be used for making the fuel. Uh, that means cogeneration plant in sugar mill. Steam and electricity is supplied by high pressure boilers and extraction, condensing, turbo generation. Here you can see sugar processing technology actually for this is very established technology in our country. So what is done? Steam pressure, by using fuel, you can in the boiler, uh, you use the cane, and then they process and steam transform and condense tank, especially the beggars and other things separated, and here the cleaning process of sugar and sugar is released. However, this condensed material we can use for in uh, how to say for electricity generation, as well as by even can produce biodiesel. This is the sugar cane beggars, South America and many other countries, tropical countries, they use for generation of energy. Even the energy uh, present in the sugarcane beggars can run the whole system. So this is one of the way. But in our country, electricity generation from sugarcane beggars is not yet been established. They are used as the fuel, traditional fuel. Characteristics of sugar mill in Bangladesh. Bangladesh, we have many sugar mill, but unfortunately, sugar mills, they are suffering from many problems uh, because making profit, competing with sugar from India and other countries, really tough for them. So all sugar mills in Bangladesh are not so strong. There are years. Biogas, this is very, very important area of which uh, has been, expanding in Bangladesh since long. Professor A. Karim of Bangladesh Agriculture University in early, 70s, he introduced the biogas plant in Bangladesh. But after that, there was a very big pause. But in last, um, 1 or 2 decades, biogas plants have been expanded all over the country. But the problem is, in case of biogas plant, you need cow dung or buffalo dung or poultry droppings. But in our village, a big change is that most of the farmers, they have no cow or buffalo. As a result, the supply of raw materials for biogas plant is really a big challenge. Poultry industry also increased, and most of the big poultry farms, they are producing biogas from the poultry droppings. Human excreta not yet been explored as a source of biogas, maybe due to the social and other connotation in here, but it is really a big source because our human population is increasing. The big problem is how can you channelize the human excreta for making the energy. And the garbage, water hyacinth, waste mud, these are limited. But anyway, if we can manage our household waste like Japan, that means biomass waste, if you collect in separate basket and separate process, then the uh, non-biomass metal and others, glass separately, then we can recycle and household or agricultural biomass, if we can use in the biogas plant, community biogas plants, not individual, that could be viable. And this process should be, explored, and investment should be there to make a clean society or clean city. Our city, for example, Dhaka is dirty because our, waste disposal system is very bad. If you go from Dhaka to Dalipur, you can see. So always get the bad smell because roadside are the dumping place. Very bad. Biogas potential from poultry farm in Bangladesh. Yes, it is obviously important. Total number of birds 194.82 million, but now maybe a little higher. Total potential droppings 19.48 million kg per. Total biogas potential 1.22 million meter cube per day. So there is a very nice new opportunity because poultry farms they are increasing day by day, and uh, this is a good source. Improper size, undersize of biogas plant in poultry farm. In most cases, poultry farms are small, and the amount of poultry droppings are not, adequate to satisfy the demand of uh, uh, waste material required for running a biogas plant. So biogas plant produces gas as percentage of maximum potential production in Bangladesh. Electricity generation from biogas, yes, already we have the system. How can we convert gas energy into electricity by using the generator? So it is already been in place. A lack of proper biogas engine at local market of Bangladesh. This is one of the challenge. Old Toyota car engines of 1500 cc capacity with a dynamo is used to produce electricity from biogas. Actually, our local people by their innovation and they are using, old engines of Toyota car for electricity generation. The maximum output 7.5 kilowatt biogas from the digester is fed into the engine only through a moisture filter. You need to remove the moisture content in the gas. This is simple process. Potential of biofuel in Bangladesh. Uh, I told you before, there are some potential areas like Jatropa. Jatropa, Castor, Pitras. These three, uh, so-called biofuel or biodiesel crop plant are available in Bangladesh. They are considered potential biofuel source in the country as the climatic condition of Bangladesh are suitable for their cultivation. And we can cultivate them roadside or the side of the uh, railway line or fallow land or hilly areas, and we can find the good germplasm because no research have been done to find out the best oil containing uh, uh, germplasm or genotypes. Research can be done here. The significant is that the seed oil of those plants is non-edible. We cannot eat them because they are toxic. Called second generation biofuel. They are known as second generation biofuel, which is not competitor of food crops. Jatropha, castor are small energy crops that are presently growing as wild plants in the country, and Pitras is a woody tree grown as a timber tree. Here you can see Jatropha and castor, uh, and they are available. Jatropha not so abundant, introduced in Bangladesh from other countries, but castor is abundant. Lots of diversity. You can some are red and some are green, and available in the country. So we can find out the highest oil containing and highest seed producing variety. Jatropha in our campus you can find it. As I told you, Pugamia pinnata. Here you see seeds contain lots of oil, and these oil are not edible. We can use them as a second generation biofuel. Karoch oil extracted by traditional uh, expeller. That means in Bangladesh already a traditional mill, they have started to use the Karoch seed to get extract the oil. And you see the oil cake. Oil cake is very good for the fertilizer. So properties of Karoch oil already been analyzed, and they are found a very good type of uh, second generation of biofuel. So Jatropa, you see capsule 100 kg, minute capsule sheet 35%, 35 kg, and then you see gradually uh, seed shell you can remove, kernel you can remove, and finally you can find from 100 kg 24.5 kilogram of oil, 58% oil from the real seed, and then seed cake you can find 7.7 kilogram. Seed cake is also useful as fertilizer. Uh, and the land area for cultivation of biofuel crops in Bangladesh, arable land is not available. In Bangladesh, we have a serious limitation of cultivable lands for crop production, food crop production. So railway or fellow lands, roadside, we can, in a planned way, if we can utilize them and commercially by using social forestry, we can do this job because then community will get benefit and they will take care of the plants. So potential biofuel production from Karoch plantation, 239 million Karoch tree can be planted in Bangladesh. 70% of the trees or 167 million trees can be expected for fruits every year. So there are some studies have been done and how can we increase the biofuel. Biofuel potential from Karoch in Bangladesh already, been uh, analyzed how because it is tree. So gradually, when tree becomes bigger, you can get more, oil and more fruits, more seeds. Challenge of bioenergy use in developing countries, not only in Bangladesh. Indoor pollution in household cooking. The traditional way we use the biomass as cooking is, problematic for the cook because lots of carbon dioxide and other nitrous oxide, sulfur oxide, toxic gases are released. They are health hazardous. And obviously the efficiency of getting the energy is low. Carbon is released to the environment a large proportion, as well as the heat also. A large proportion of the heat is wasted. Poor performance of combustion technologies, emission produced during combustion, low thermal efficiency of technology, health hazards, technological updates are necessary. Awareness also necessary because there are some modern, how to say, stove developed by some NGO, but not yet been, disseminated nationwide. Skilled manpower also necessary for making the higher efficient energy. Clean energy production from biomass such as ethanol, biodiesel, producer gas, biomethane could be another viable option to reduce fossil fuel consumption. Yes, because by using biogas or by using sugarcane bagasse or by using different uh, biodiesel crop or the blue-green algae cultivation, we can make uh, good amount of bioenergy and reduce the fossil fuel consumption. There is significant scope to improve its efficiency and environmental performance and thereby help reduce biomass consumption and related impacts. And biomass consumption, the efficiency, if we increase in our country, for example, human excreta or kitchen waste, or agricultural waste, if we can, uh, turn them into the uh, recycling process in an efficient way, we can keep our environment clean, as well as we can get the energy, good energy. There is economically it would be also good. There is significant potential to expand biomass use by tapping the large volumes of unused residue and waste we have. So future scope of biomass energy, the use of conventional crops for energy use can also be expanded with careful consideration of land availability and food demand. In the medium term, lignocellulosic crops, both herbaceous and woody, could be produced on marginal, degraded, and surplus agricultural land and provide the bulk of biomass resources. Lignocellulosic crop, we have one, jute, incredibly, grow well in our land. But I'm not sure 100% whether that lignocellulosic crop, jute, can be used as an energy source. But a jute, a stick, they are used in paper making and other purposes. In the longer term, aquatic biomass could also make a significant contribution. That means algae. Yes, algae we can cultivate and we can make huge energy because algae has much more efficiency than the of trapping solar energy than any other crop plant. The important aspects that are the breeding for high fruit bearing and biomass growth plant development. For example, jatropha or castor. Uh, some breeding, if we can do this wild plant, then we can make them high, seed producing or oil containing new variety, and that would, help them to commercialize. Properties of biomass components. Biomass components, especially monosaccharide, disaccharide, polysaccharide, these are the different carbon containing compounds, natural products, and they contain different amount of carbon. And depending on the carbon, they are, uh, heat producing energy is different. So heating values for selected fuel, for example, cool heating value is like 34, carbon monoxide 10.9, methane 55, natural gas 42, because natural gas is not a pure methane. It contains some other thing. Propane 50, gasoline 46, diesel 45, hydrogen energy 141, rice husk 19, wood 17. That means you see methane very good. If we can produce the methane from the biogas, that would be a good source. And we have limited amount of coal, indigenous coal, but coal's mine also very limited in our country. So this is all about the bioenergy. And one important thing is that bioenergy, we consider them renewable energy. Renewable energy is solar energy, also very important renewable energy. So solar energy, wind energy, because we have very a large area of coastal belt, but a windy area. But commercially, wind energy, the potential we have, but not yet been fully explored. And wind energy is very safe. In Germany, they spend huge money to get the wind energy because no side effect. Once you install the windmill, then it's okay. Solar energy also, very important, and solar sunlight generating energy, and our location, geographical location, is very good for the solar energy. in the earth because sunlight we get almost all over the year. So solar energy, solar plant worldwide, and the technology we are using, their efficiency is still low. But big scientists are working hard to increase the efficiency. If efficiency is increased, then Bangladesh would be benefited compared to Western countries. So these are all about the uh, bioenergy, and please also browse one keyword, renewable energy. Uh, what is renewable energy? And cite an example of renewable energy. Obviously, solar energy is renewable energy, biomass energy is renewable energy, wind energy is renewable energy. Even energy, if you generate from algae, they are also renewable because algae you can cultivate. Even if you generate energy from the microorganism, using microorganism, they are also renewable energy. So this is all for today. Now I am thinking to take your midterm exam. When would be the best next week? Sunday, is it fine? Or Monday? Monday, do you think it is fine with you? Monday, a second midterm.
Yes, sir.
So next Monday, you shall have second midterm exam, right?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, by the end of uh, uh, this week, that means weekends, please submit your uh, review so that I can evaluate it properly, as well as see whether it is possible to publish somewhere or not after rigorous revision. Do you have any question?
Sir, I have any question. I have a question about today's lecture. Sir, sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I hear you, but voice is very weak. Can you uh, uh, close your microphone to your
Yes,
mouth?
sir.
Okay,
Sir,
fine.
yes, sir. Sir, I have a question. Why only rice husk is used for producing biofuels? There are many other crop husks like maize, wheat. Isn't it possible to use those husks also for producing biofuels?
You know, wheat has no husk. Wheat grain, you see, no lemma and pelia. Similarly, in case of maize also, but wheat maize, they also, for example, maize cob covers with some, special structure. So those waste materials, cellulosic materials, can be used as a source of biomass. But rice, endosperm is covered with two parts. One is called lemma, another is pelia. It covered the endosperm. But wheat and maize, they are almost open. In case of maize, you rightly say maize, production is increasing just like um, very fast, just like a rocket speed. So maize uh, waste, uh, husk, not husk, straw, and other waste leaves and other can be stem can be used to make bioenergy. Uh, Maize is amazingly, maize cultivation is increasing because maize is very important source of poultry feed and fish feed, as well as maize in many countries are a staple food. So in Bangladesh, people believe that the atta we are uh, uh, you know, uh, eating, they contain a portion of maize. Maize is good, and there is a chance to use the, you know, after harvesting the grain, the straw and other residue of maize can be used for bioenergy production. In many countries, maize and wheat. Bangladesh is not very famous in wheat production, and wheat blast also affected significantly our wheat production. But even though their straw can be used to produce, the bioenergy. In many countries, it is done. Thank you. Any question? So for you,
Sir, I have,
yeah, please go on.
sir, how can we produce electricity through gasification?
It is, conversion from one form to another form energy. There is a very, well-established system. So heat energy you can easily use into the electricity. For example, hybrid car. Hybrid car, when a car is running, in the past, what we did, even now in my car, we have the radiator to make cool the engine. As that means a large proportion of the heat is generated during combustion of the fuel is lost. But in hybrid car, they have the mechanism to convert heat energy into electricity. So heat energy, gas energy, oil energy, there is a mechanism, an engine or motor to convert, one form of energy to another form in the cheaper way. So it is no problem.
Oh, okay, sir.
Any more question? If no question, then what should be the syllabus for the second midterm? After first midterm, which topic we discussed? I want to, talk with you another important topic, that is biofertilizer and biopesticide, and which is, very relevant, and uh, the content is included in the environmental biotechnology. So when I can deliver that talk, is it possible to take your exam on uh, Tuesday if we have a review class including the biofertilizer, introduction of biofertilizer and biopesticide in on Monday? Then Tuesday, is it okay to take the exam?
স্যার কথা কেটে কেটে আসছে কথা বোঝা যায়নি
I mean, is it okay if we take the exam on Tuesday and offer a talk on Monday, especially biopesticide, biofertilizer, and other modern technologies on Monday, and a review class.
Yes, sir, it would be better.
ওকে স্যার নো প্রবলেম
Okay, then Tuesday you shall have, the exam, and please notice me what are the topics we studied after the first midterm through the Facebook group, so that I can, easily make the question that you can handle well. Okay,
ওকে
Okay,
স্যার
sir.
then thank you very much.